Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're digging into some source material that looks at the real financial relationship between musicians and their software.
Right.
We're not comparing features. We're looking at the fine print, the licensing traps for two big players, Reaper and Cubase.
And the mission here is pretty clear to uncover what the analysis calls plug for software you already own.
So which one really costs less when you factor in all the hidden stuff?
All the forced upgrades, the mandatory purchases, yeah. That's the question.
Okay, so let's start with Reaper. I mean, everyone knows that famous $60 license. It sounds almost revolutionary.
It sounds incredible, yeah.
But what's the catch? What did the research find?
Well, it is compelling, but that $60 is, it's strictly for personal use.
Okay.
Or for commercial use if you're making under $20,000 a year. The second you cross that line,
The price changes?
oh, it vanishes. You're immediately on the hook for the full commercial license, which is $225.
Wow, that's a huge jump.
It's a mandatory 300% price hike, basically, for being successful.
And beyond just the license fee, the real cost is, well, it's what's not in the box. Right?
Exactly. It's cheap up front, but you get zero professional instruments.
Zero.
Just two very basic synths. And the stock plugins are described as not inspiring.
So to get a professional sound, you're immediately spending more money.
Hundreds, maybe thousands on third-party instruments. The initial price is like a complete illusion when you think about the cost of a full studio.
Okay, so if Reaper's cost is hidden in what you have to buy, Cubase's traps are more about loyalty. Or, I guess, a lack of it.
A total lack of it. Let's talk about their upgrades. The price hikes have been just dramatic.
How dramatic.
The reporting found a 94% increase in the upgrade cost alone. It basically doubled from around $100 to $199.
And what's wild is that there seems to be no reward for being a long-term user. If you've been with them for, say, 25 years.
You get nothing for it. Not at all.
Yeah.
You pay the identical full upgrade price.
But new users get a discount.
Yep. Someone coming over from another program, a cross-grade, they often get a 25% discount to switch.
So the existing loyal users are actually funding the acquisition of new customers.
You're subsidizing it. Exactly.
But that's not even the most urgent trap. There's this dongle death trap thing.
Yeah, this is the big one. The e-licenser, their old physical USB key system, is being shut down.
Yeah.
Permanently.
When does that happen?
May 20th, 2025. It's coming up fast.
So what happens if your dongle, your little license key, breaks or you lose it after that date?
It's gone. The official line is that the license just disappears forever. There is no recovery method offered.
That is a huge deal for digital ownership. You could have bought that software 15 years ago.
And it can just be deleted by a corporate decision if you don't pay up to upgrade. That's precisely it.
So anyone on Cubase 10 or older is basically cornered.
Completely. They have to spend around $250 to upgrade to version 12 or newer, or they risk losing their entire investment.
Okay, before we wrap up, let's just quickly touch on workflow. The sources had complaints about both. Reaper's interface feels a bit
dated.
Yeah,
Yeah, like software from the early 2000s. It has a pretty steep learning curve.
and Cubase.
If Reaper's dated, Cubase is described as stuck in the 90s. It's just so complex and cluttered.
And there was that one specific complaint about the faders.
Right. Selected tracks don't automatically link faders, so you can't, easily control a whole drum bus with one move. It just makes mixing more complicated than it needs to be.
So when you put it all together, what does this mean for someone trying to make a living in music?
It means both programs. They get their money from you one way or another.
Through these sort of opaque methods.
Yeah, whether it's Reaper masking the real cost behind a low entry fee, or Cubase threatening you with permanent license loss if you don't upgrade. The goal is to keep you paying.
And that really brings us to the final thought for you to mull over. If these massive established companies can just decide to turn off a service that is essential to software you supposedly own, what does that tell you about the whole idea of ownership for our digital tools today?